Today I'm making fettuccine alla papalina with you. In my opinion, this recipe is exceptional. I make it my own way because I've heard so many different versions out there. So since the origins, more than the history, don't really have solid foundations. I've decided that I'll use both cooked ham and cured ham, cream or no cream. I added butter and oil. I use both. Make this delicious dish with me. Maybe the name is wrong. Fettuccine alla papalina call them, or actually call it whatever you want. Let's make it together. This recipe is exceptional. Let's get started. So first of all, I cut a bit of onion. I slice it really thin. So if you have someone picky at home, like at my place, my father, but I know he's not the only one. He can taste it, yes, because he would notice it from 2 kilometers away. However, since during cooking it will almost melt into the oil, in this case also into the butter, if you chop it finely together with all the other ingredients, it will become almost unnoticeable. So please don't act like him. I know that a lot of grandmothers still do this, like my grandmother used to do, which is to put half an onion in the sauce, sometimes even a whole onion, and leave it there until it stays whole. Well, then you take it out. The problem is that sometimes it would break apart, you wouldn't notice, and you'd end up with big chunks of onion, as big as a rigatone. I'll be honest with you, even for me, and I really like it. In that case, it was annoying. Perfect. No, now I'm cutting the prosciutto into strips. The cooked ham. Then I put the butter in the pan and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Then I add the onion, the cooked ham and the cured ham, and I let it brown for 4 to 5 minutes on medium-low heat, stirring often. Perfect. Oh, now I add peas. Let's spread them a bit. Then I add some water. I'll add more if needed during cooking, and I let it cook on medium-low heat for 15 minutes. Perfect. Now I separate the yolks from the whites. I add a whole egg. As usual, I crack it separately. I said as usual separately. Why? Why? I recommend that you always crack the eggs, one at a time in a small bowl like this or a slightly bigger one. Because it's simple, because it could. It's true that it's difficult. Unless you've had them in the fridge or pantry for a long time, there could be a rotten egg. What would this mean? Because if you're making, I don't know, a potato pie, and so you've put in kilos of potatoes, provola cheese, salami, and all the other ingredients. But just like in many other preparations, even in desserts, if you get a rotten egg, and you go to grab it, letting it fall into the whole mixture, then you have to throw everything away. So take a second and open one egg at a time. Maybe even smell it if it looks strange. Check the scent and then add it. Now I'm adding a bit of pepper, the cream. Don't be shocked because I told you from the beginning. Then I add the Parmesan, pecorino parmesan. I mix everything with the fork. Once the water boils, I add salt. I put the fettuccine to cook, then 1 minute before the pasta is done, I add it to the sauce. If you like it really al dente, even a minute and a half before it's done cooking, I add a bit of cooking water and let it finish cooking and absorb the flavors over medium-high heat. Okay, now I turn off the heat. I let it cool down for 1 or 2 minutes. Now the heat is off. I pour in the mixture of eggs, cream, etc. I gather everything very well and I start mixing. Here it is. Look here. Now plate. Let's see. Oh my. Look. I apologize to my cholesterol, but every now and then you can have 100 grams. Come on, make them and let me know what you think in the comments below. Seriously, try them. For now, I'll say goodbye. And before I leave you, as usual, I want to wish you a good meal.